Hello, hello, and welcome to Wednesday. I missed you guys last week. Thank you for all the well wishes for Luna. So happy to be back this week. Uh-oh, did I lose it? No, it just jumped. So hopefully the internet is going to work well tonight. We are counting on it. It's been a little jumpy today. Anyway, welcome to Insights with Ivanna, a weekly broadcast designed to help you identify, embrace, and live more fully in your genius by illuminating important pieces of information that you actually already possess. Hello, Jody. Thank you. Even before I said, be sure to say hello if you are here. Thank you for joining me tonight. So tonight is our 7th week of the 12-week series, Exploring Pathways to Positivity. So hi, I'm Ivanna. I'm the founder and chief luminary officer of Luminary Insights, an intuitive life coaching brand. So tonight we're going to explore the positive side of pride and see how it helps us to increase the 4 things we've been talking about: how to increase psychological strength, good mental habits, social connections, and physical health. So what do you think of when you hear the word pride? You can type in the chat box if you can listen at the same time. I'm going to keep talking, but type in the chat box. What do you think of when you hear the word pride? I will pause for a few seconds. Please say hi if you're here. I see a couple of numbers in the viewer screen. Please say hello. The question is, what do you think of when you hear the word pride? Just type it in the chat box. And do say hello. So again, if you can listen while I talk, pride is a polysemous word. I love that word polysemous. All it means is that it has a lot of different meanings. So pride has a lot of different meanings, and I'm looking forward to seeing what meanings you guys come up with. I am looking over to the other side to see if there are any comments in the chat box. So in Proverbs 16:18 in the Bible, it talks about pride coming before a fall. And St. Augustine says pride changed angels to devils. So that's one of the meanings of pride that's out there. If you do a web search on the word pride, you'll come up with all sorts of rainbow flags and articles about the LGBTQ community and how important pride is in that community. So let me see if you've put anything in the chat before I go on. What do you think of when you think of the word pride? And I know there's a little bit of a time lag, so I will wait a few more seconds. Thank you for joining us tonight. If you are here, we are talking about pride. And we are talking about how pride can actually be a very positive thing. So we'll keep going. Yeah, I said, please say hi. I see that we have some other people online tonight. I don't know you're here or who you are unless you say hello. Martha, hello. So good to have you. Wow, it's been a long time. So, anybody want to answer the question? What do you think of when you see the word pride? So like I already said, the Bible often talks about pride coming before a fall. If you do your web search on the word pride, you're going to get lots of great rainbow flags and things about the LGBT community. But you don't often see a lot of things that say pride is positive. And a lot of the LGBT community, it's definitely positive, but the pride came out of some not so positive things. So let's think about a positive side of pride. According to the researcher, Dr. Fredrickson, that we've talked about before in her book, Positivity, she says that pride actually makes us more expansive. It kindles our dreams. It gives us more motivation to achieve, to keep achieving. And this is my favorite part. It's a way of blaming ourselves for doing something good. Isn't that cool? We're so good at blaming ourselves for not doing the things right or doing things the way we think they should be done, but we have the opportunity to blame ourselves for something good, and I just love that idea. And I see that Jody put in the chat box, yeah, pride is often seen as pompous, and that goes back to those quotes of pride coming before the fall, right? But think about how proud we are of things, and then we can blame ourselves for doing something good. So I want you to think about, what have you done that you are proud of? It can be something lately, it can be something in the past, and we're going to use it again later, so trust whatever comes to your mind. But think about it. What are you just feeling so good about yourself that you accomplished something? It makes you want to accomplish more. It makes you dream. It gives you motivation. It gives you, actually, in the research, Dr. Fredrickson talks about it, it gives us a more expansive view. It helps us see things that we might not have seen before. And Jody said, I like her view better. Yeah, right. Absolutely. So pride can actually help us see things we didn't see before when we're looking at that positivity growing within us. So you don't have to type it in the chat box, but if you want to, what is something you are really proud of? Again, I'll keep talking. But when you do think of this thing that you're proud of, see what happens in your body. Because when we're proud of something, we automatically hold our head higher and our shoulders go back. Think about it, how much you can tell about a person just by looking at their posture. Now, of course, there are people that may have physical disabilities that can't hold their shoulders back or hold their head up high. But in general, if you see someone slouching over, looking down, that can be a sign that they're not so happy or they're not so proud. But when you see someone with their head held up high and shoulders back, you think, oh, this person is really confident. They are proud. Great, Anne, thanks for joining. It's so great to have you join. Anne is one of the co-authors in Women Who Shine. So I haven't shown this one yet tonight, Women Who Shine, and Anne is one of the co-authors. It's so good to have you on with us. We are talking about pride. Oh, Jody, yes. Jody's proud of learning to cook Korean. There's a lot involved in cooking Korean. She's actually a better Korean cook than I am at this point. But yeah, so when you're talking about cooking Korean, you can feel good. You can change that body posture, smile, and really feel the difference. For me, some of the things that I'm proud of recently, and guys keep typing in the chat box, I am proud of myself for taking last week off to be with Luna. That was really hard for me because when I make a commitment to a Wednesday night broadcast, it's important for me to be here. But she's doing a whole lot better. We still don't know what was wrong or might still be wrong with her, but we really, really appreciate your prayers and well wishes. I'm also very proud of myself that my taxes are almost ready to send to my accountant and I am still married. So I don't know about you, but sometimes getting tax materials ready can be tough. We have to get ours in pretty early with our accountant because he's pretty busy. And I'm very proud at how much we've gotten done, just a little bit more to take care of. And then, I even wrote a note to myself, it gets a little better every year. Maybe by year 10, we'll be rolling in a better place. But I am also very proud of Luminary Insights, the work that I've done, the growth that I've made myself in order to create this company that helps me with my passion to help other people discover and embrace their genius. And so it also makes me very proud when I hear from someone that the work I'm doing has helped them. So thank you guys when you share that. All right, I got some typing in the chat box. Anne shares that she is cleaning up an old wound with her ex. Wow, made the call yesterday and we're meeting Sunday. It's all good and I was so proud that I made the call. That is huge. That is huge. And I'm sure you've done a lot of internal work to get to that point. And once you do that thing and you have that pride, it can make you feel like the weights come off your shoulders. It can make you feel stronger. It can also be exhausting. We'll talk about some of that later too. And thank you for sharing. Wow, that's so exciting and powerful. And yes, Jody, 10 we're not too far from the 10th anniversary. So thank you. All right, so when we think about pride, though, it's not just pride in ourselves. We can have pride in others. We can be happy when someone succeeds. And for me, that was one of the most powerful parts of being part of Women Who Shine, is that it's such an abundance mindset. There's enough to go around. You got 30 women cheering each other on and helping each other succeed instead of the crabs in a bucket pulling each other back down because we're afraid if you get something, there won't be enough for me. And that pride is so important. And I was very, very proud to be part of that book. So that's another example of pride. All right, I'm checking the chat to see if we have anyone else that has shared. The question was, what have you done that you are proud of? It can be something lately, something in the past. Trust whatever comes to your mind. We're going to use it again in a few minutes. So great. If you haven't already said hello, welcome. Please say hi so we know you're here. Every week I hear from someone that typed in Messenger and it didn't come through. If you're able to use the chat box, that's the best way for us to see you. We always want to see you and we want to hear your comments, hear your voice, and hear what you have to say so we can share it with each other. So here's a great quote that matches what we've just been talking about. It's by Helen Mirren, and it says, "It has nothing to do with clothing or makeup," and I would say, or weight or age or any of those things. Just put your shoulders back and your chin up and face the world with pride. So not only does pride help us change our posture, but when we change our posture, it helps us change how we feel and allows us to walk around with more pride. So, how does all of this tie into increasing our psychological strength, our good mental habits, our social connections, and our physical health? So let me pull out that spreadsheet. Got the pile on my desk. There we go. Pull out that spreadsheet that we have been talking about. I'm going to put the link in the chat in case you want to pull it up. If you have been with me for this series, you know that we have been talking about these 4 specific ways that positivity can help us. And on the chart, you have those 4 things. You have psychological strength, mental health, social connections, and physical health. That increasing our positivity actually can help us in all of these areas. So for me, how does all of this apply? For me, it really ties into the good mental habits. So if you haven't done the chart yet, on the chart you have these 4 topics. Then you have the opportunity to choose things that you don't like about your life right now, tied to those 4 topics, and then to pick something that you want. So for me, when I'm talking about mental habits, what I don't like about myself is my multitasking approach. I have struggled sometimes with really focusing on one thing. And so although multitasking can be positive in some ways, it can really take away, especially if you're dealing with another person. So for me, one of my things I don't like about my mental habits is my multitasking approach. And one of the things I want is to be more mindful. So for me, all 3 of those things really helped me be more mindful. So with Luna, the taxes, and the business, all of those things helped me sort of let go of my multitasking because my attention needed to be in one place. With Luna and also with Luminary Insights, those are 2 things I'm passionate about, 2 things I love deeply. And so giving them my full attention, especially when Luna wasn't feeling well, was very, very important. And it helped me realize how important it is to be mindful. Now with the taxes, that might be a little bit different. That mindfulness is more of the need for details and accuracy, but it's also something I love, money, right? And some of you went, oh, she loves money. So love of money is also a very positive thing. And that's another whole broadcast. We can do that on another time. Maybe when I finish this series, we can talk about money and loving money and having a great relationship with our money. Yes, Jody, priorities are very important. Yes, very much so. And having the right priorities are so important. So you've got the link if you want to open it. If you've been working on it and have been filling it in at the bottom where the open spaces are, think about yourself. How can you tie in the idea of pride to the chart? We've already explored joy, gratitude, serenity, interest, hope, and now we're looking at pride, which is the 6th of the 10 positive essences that Dr. Fredrickson talks about in her book. Different kinds of positivity that she talks about. So all of those things have been helping us. I'll tell you, for me, I have really grown in the past few weeks on the top 3. The 4th one, which is my physical health, my weight and my fatigue, is what I don't like, and working toward good health. That one, I'm beginning to feel it move a little bit more. That's been one of my biggest struggles. And so as we're working through the positivity little by little, I'm seeing that one grow, but I'm seeing quicker movement with some of these other 3. And so really the mindfulness was powerful for me in this process. So I'll give you just a second if you want to look at that chart. If you have been working on the chart, we're going to take a few minutes to do a meditation. We're going to go inward and we're going to meditate on pride. So you can take the example of what you are proud of that we talked about just a few minutes ago. Or again, if you've been working on the table, you can pick one of the ones like I've done. Don't worry if you haven't done the chart. Just trust whatever comes to your mind. All right, so I've been excited. Now I'm going to calm down just a little bit. So let's all just take a nice deep breath. Think about that thing that you can blame yourself for doing well. The thing that just makes you feel accomplished and motivated, makes you feel like you can just do more. And before you close your eyes, I want you to put a big smile on your face. One of the meditation gurus I listen to says, smile like an idiot. And I just love that. It always makes me smile even bigger, and it makes me laugh. So take that deep breath, put a big smile on your face, and now if you're willing to, go ahead and close your eyes. We're going to visualize that moment of pride that you've brought to your mind a few times already in the broadcast. Begin to feel that pride in your body. Think about that moment. Do you feel your head? Is your head held high? Are your shoulders held back? Do you have a huge smile on your face? Maybe you even feel some tingling or some adrenaline from the excitement of being so proud. Or maybe you feel peace and relief. You might be invigorated, or you might even be fatigued. Take just a moment and scan your body. How do you feel as you're thinking about the thing that makes you proud? As you're scanning your body, begin to visualize who else might have been present in that moment. What were you doing? What were you or someone else saying? Even think about what you were wearing. What was the temperature? How are you feeling? Bring as many details into the visualization, into the experience as you can. We've talked before about what are you smelling? What are you tasting? Bring all of your senses in and tie it all to that amazing feeling of pride. Now think about, how did this feeling of pride in that moment when it happened, how did it change your life or the lives of others? I'm curious to know, does remembering this moment or this event help you feel more positive now? Does it make you more open-minded, or maybe even eager to take on new challenges? Let that feeling of pride circulate throughout your whole body. Let it just light up every cell. Absorb that amazing feeling of pride. Think about what that feeling can do now and in the future. Now ask yourself, what might you do to experience this feeling of pride more in your daily life? You're feeling it now. You've felt it before. How can you take that into the future and increase that feeling of pride? That head held high, those shoulders back. Pay close attention to what pops into your mind as you ask that question. Listen, look, and remember. And when we come back in just a moment, I encourage you to take time to write it down and then to take action on it. What might you do to experience this feeling of pride more in your daily life? So take a deep breath. Make sure your shoulders are held back, your head's held high, that you're remembering the things that maybe you just heard or thought of or saw as you ask yourself how you could bring more pride into your daily life. Ask yourself one more question. Ask yourself if there's anything more you need to know about feeling pride more often. Maybe there are actions or thoughts, whatever comes to mind. Take one more deep breath. And thank yourself for being here tonight or on the replay of the broadcast. You should truly be proud of yourself for taking this time for you. So begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers. You can take another deep breath and slowly open your eyes. If you need a minute to write something down so you don't forget it, please do take that. But also feel free to type in the chat box. How was that for you? Did you feel the pride? Did it do anything in your body? For me, it's I'm not focused, I'm multitasking because I'm leading it, but I always get something from the meditation. I get that excitement, and I have to say I was very proud to see that my sister Rhonda has joined us in the middle of the meditation. So it makes me very proud that the work I'm doing is supported by my family. So thank you, Rhonda, for being here. So if anybody wants to share any feelings that they got from the meditation. I know for me, as I shared in the chart, the place where I am still not growing as quickly as I would like to is in my physical health with the weight and fatigue. And that's one of the things that the pride is doing for me. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, if I can do as much as I did on the taxes the other night and work that hard and feel that good about it, I can get out of bed in the morning and do my exercises. And so it does help me want to do more and to expand. I'll let you know next week how well it's working. But that is one of the areas where I really want to apply the things that we're talking about, because that is the place where up until now I have been struggling the most. So, thank you, Rhonda. My sister said you make me proud. Thank you. So anybody else want to share anything about the meditation? We went a little bit faster than I thought we might tonight. I do try to keep this under 30 minutes, and we're just at 21. So I'll take a minute to see if anybody wants to share about the meditation. And again, if you're here and you haven't said hello, please do. Let me see if I missed, I think I saw another name. Oops, it keeps jumping. Let's see. Mary's here. Mary, thanks for coming. No chart, but here. Okay. It's okay if you don't have the chart. I try to make sure that everything we do can be done where you really just trust your instincts on what comes in at the moment. And then if you want to go back to the chart and work on it, it gives me a little extra structure, and I always appreciate that structure because it also helps me measure, as I was saying earlier, where I feel like I'm growing really, really well on 3 of the 4. And so it gives me something to measure. Thank you for joining us tonight. Jody said, take pride in working on improving my health by taking care of myself, walking more, and following something health stuff. Good. That's awesome, Jody. And you're a good support for me as well. I appreciate that. Oh, more people talking. Great. Let's see. I saw something. Anne said, I feel renewed and willing to tackle another task from my messes and incomplete list. Yes, absolutely. That's a wonderful one when we can clear our minds enough to work on that. Jody says it definitely made me smile. Also, it seems to relax Faith, her dog. She's now almost asleep. It's amazing what the energy can do to the animals around us. They really sense it and they really feel it. It's very powerful. And Mary says, well, I keep saying Mary. Krista, I'm sorry. Like, who's Mary? Krista. Krista said, I smiled in the meditation thinking I'm part of the peace train by bringing people together. I just skipped out of a birthday party. Oh, thank you. And you arranged to join me. You know, and that peace train is so important when we think about all the things that are happening in the world right now, that when we're sending out this positivity, it's that whole butterfly effect, that the positivity impacts the whole world. And so we can send it out purposefully for what's happening in the world, or we can just, you know, by simply existing in our own positivity makes a difference in the world. It's so powerful. Just like having your shoulders back and your head back can change the way people react to you. It's very, very powerful, our energy. Sorry I called you Mary, Krista. I always get confused with all the words. Yes, peace is needed. Peace is needed internally, and peace is needed all over the world. Absolutely. Well, keep adding comments if you'd like to. I'm not going to keep you on just to keep you on. But again, I just want to say thank you for all the well wishes for Luna. She's doing a whole lot better. We're still not sure what's really going on. There's the sunflower. Yes, Jody. We're still not sure exactly what's going on. And it looks like I may start traveling some more with work, so hopefully the Wednesday night broadcast will be able to continue at the same time, but I will keep you posted if there are weeks when I need to readjust. Thank you for putting my Luminary Insights link in the chat box. I do want to thank you all for coming and joining me on this pathway to positivity. It helps me so much to go through these things, and I'm so excited to be able to go through it with friends like you. So if you are interested in going deeper in the positivity concept, deeper than we can go on these broadcasts, you can go to my website and go to the Let's Talk and fill out that form, and we can explore more together. Let's see, I've got some more comments. Martha, I never meditated before. That was different. Who is a good person to listen to on meditation that you would recommend? Awesome. Well, first I'd recommend myself. I don't have a very big repertoire. If you do go to my luminaryinsights.com, there is a free meditation that you can download. And I can put several of my favorites in the chat box, maybe by tomorrow after we have finished this. I know I've sent Jody several of them as well. And part of it too depends on, what is your, what are you seeking? What are you looking for? Because different people come at things from very different ways. So I will put some of my favorites in the chat box. I'll add them probably by tomorrow. So do me a favor, share this broadcast with your friends, share this broadcast with your enemies. It might help them too. I would love to have more people joining us, and thank you for walking on the pathway to positivity with me. Sending lots of love and light. Thank you. Hugs to you all, Krista. Ann says, great seeing you. I've had a conflict with the master's program I enrolled in tonight. We didn't have it. Yay! It's so good that you were able to come tonight, and thank you for the compliment. You're so sweet. It's so great to be with you guys. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful night. Bye.